everybody, it's Dr. Faria Ahmed here from Winslow Health Centre, and I've got...
I'm Ahmed, another GP at Winslow Health Centre.
And we're here talking to two very interesting people who've got a company called Medloop. So...
Absolutely. Well, introduce yourselves, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us. Nice to meet you both, Farah and Amar. So I'm Shishir. I'm the CEO of Medloop. Medloop has been around for a couple of years now. We were born out of the need to create capacity in primary care, and that's what we've been doing through COVID. We've been offering our overspill services to practices and PCNs and even ICSs, and also been doing long-term condition reviews and maximizing QoF. And through our sort of delivering of these appointments, in an effort to become more efficient, we launched some productivity tools, one of which is the Ambient Scribe, which we'll be doing a demo of today. And I have with me my colleague Sandeep.
Yeah, hi guys. Nice to meet you all as well. And I'm my sort of bread and butter is general practice as a GP partner up in Staffordshire, in Cannock, and I've also had an interest in digital health for many years now. I've been working with Medloop as their chief medical officer, and yeah, just with Shashir's sort of guidance, we've been sort of brainstorming lots of different ideas, and yeah, we're really excited about the one for today.
Exciting times, absolutely. So let's jump right in. We've been testing quite a few of other products for ambient scribe technology, which I think has got a lot of potential to save us a lot of time in primary care. And yours is particularly integrated, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got bells on it.
Absolutely. So show us what you've got. Knock our socks off.
That is correct. Sandeep, do you want to share your screen and do a sample consultation?
Yeah, sure. So in a nutshell, we just want to introduce you to, I'll close this out in the background, to Scribe. So this is our web-based sort of platform that we've got at the moment. And this is a dummy patient here. And this is our sort of homepage dashboard when we first log in. When you start, so we can potentially go and start a consultation, and we've got a few options here, which is whether it be a patient in front of you, you want to do it over the phone or a video call, and the integration starts at this very moment here. And one thing we should say that, so we are integrated at the moment with EMIS and with sort of the EMIS practices. So if I, for example, try and load up a patient with their NHS number, you can try and track this person down, and here he is, and you can then start the consultation. Now with the integration,
this is a test patient, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, rest assured, we're definitely dealing with a test patient here. So he's very believable. So this really pulls through all that information that would be within EMIS in another format, so saves you having to, and different, we're trying to cater for all sort of skill levels when it comes to dealing with two screens, people who are well versed with dealing with another platform, but we've got here essentially what you would see in EMIS translated over into our dashboard here. So you've got the summary, you've got your encounters, which is essentially the consultations. You then have the tab here for your problems, and then anything related to allergies and medications as well. So if at a glance, if you don't want to keep flicking screens, you've got that in front of you as well. But this is the bit there. So we're going to start recording now. Emma, do you have a preference of being the doctor or the patient?
I'll be the patient.
You want to be the patient? I thought you might ask me that. So,
and this is all kind of integrating through GP Connect, is it?
That's correct.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just going to start the recording in the background. It's got the transcriptions running there. So, Emma, what can I do for you today?
Oh yeah, it's I've just come back, Doctor. This is I've just come back. I was here last week and the week before. I keep getting this infection, bit painful passing water.
Okay. So sorry to hear that. So, when did this episode start for you?
So again, I finished the antibiotics last week, and then after 2 days, it just came back.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember the name of the antibiotics by any chance? If not, I've got it there in front of me.
Yeah, I think it was nitrofurantoin or something like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And then after how long after stopping it did it return?
About 2 days.
And what kind of symptoms have you been describing?
It's just like a burning pain when I go for a pee. I'm going a lot more than I used to, and it just burns a lot. And there's a
Sure,
little bit
sure.
of pink in it as well. It looks a little bit pink.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to ask you if you've noticed any red or blood or anything like that. So, but that can be something we can look into as well. And have you taken anything for it apart from the antibiotics?
No, that's it. I just took that. Did what I was told. It's not.
Excellent.
It's just
Okay.
not going away.
No,
You
no,
did
right.
do some tests last time. I don't know what did they show anything. You sent the sample off to the lab.
Yeah, it did show that you were growing some bugs in there, but the antibiotics that you said were suitable for them.
Oh, okay.
But what's interesting is you kind of mentioned the fact that this has now happened a few times.
Yeah.
Along with the fact that you've sort of mentioned that you're noticing some pink sort of tinge to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to look into this a little bit more, and it might be something that I'd be keen to perhaps get some help from our colleagues in the hospital as well, if that's okay with you.
Is it serious, doctor?
Well, I'd like to hope not, but we always want to be careful and cautious with it. So I'd rather err on the side of caution if that's okay with you.
That's fine. Okay, do what you need to do, doc.
Yeah, so I think what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is we'll get the sample sent off just to double check what we're dealing with today. If you are still experiencing some symptoms, I'll have a look at the previous records to see if another antibiotic is suitable for you. Are you allergic to anything?
No, not at
No.
all.
Okay, good. And are you managing to eat to drink enough water at the moment?
Yeah, otherwise, all right, actually.
Good, good, good. Okay, well, let's do a couple of things, if I may. I think we'll perhaps change the antibiotics to another one called trimethoprim, because it can see that that's suitable for you from the previous sample that was submitted a while back. Let's get a fresh one in the meantime. And but I think because of the symptoms you mentioned, I would like to refer you through to the urologist, if that's okay.
It's fine. Thank you.
What I would like to do though is if with the urine sample, because if there's any presence of any blood in there, we would like to sort of do an urgent referral as well, and if that's okay with you. But if for any reason you notice your symptoms change or you feel very unwell, then please don't hesitate to call for help straight away and get back in touch with us.
Will do. That's very reassuring.
Okay.
Thank you, doc.
No problem. So if we end the consultation there, we've got the ability to create a medical note. And then what this starts to do is generate the information, as you can see there, from what we've discussed. If for any reason it's picked up things which may not be entirely accurate or needs amending, we can just go in there and amend it straight away. So if perhaps the terminology may not be a pink tinge to it, so we would say there was, for example, blood in urine, then you can amend it accordingly if you feel you wanted that, and you can make those changes there. The safety netting, so it's incorporated a few different things. I did ask about allergies, but had you mentioned that you've got an allergy, then it would have picked that up as well. The prescriptions, it's recognizing the medication names as well, in terms of what you've mentioned that you had before and what we're thinking of prescribing. The safety netting element is also highlighted in there as well. Now, there's so that's the consultation, and I think you're probably looking at it saying, okay, how's this different to the other products out there? And I think this is where we are trying to differentiate ourselves. You mentioned about the bells and whistles. We hopefully can try and demonstrate some of the things. So one of the things that we thought we'd try to do in the first instance was do create a referral letter. So this might, out of this consultation, indicate for us to do a referral letter. So we've got a letter ready to go, whether it be a private service that wants to refer to a GP, or in this instance, a secondary care referral, will then generate the information that was generated to actually create a referral letter for you here, which again, like before, you can go ahead and amend. So indicating the so in blood and urine, for example, was what I deleted earlier. So yeah, that'll be one sort of step in terms of, and you can then copy and paste that at the moment into a task that you would forward on to the secretaries to process in whichever form you want to. And that's where we are at the moment with regards to our referral element of it. The other bit that we start to do at the moment is the coding. So we've got this, and now what we're ready to do is actually code the information. So you can click that, and it will then scan our entries and highlight potential areas that would make suggestions of what you might want to code. So if you hover over it, it will then come up to say UTI there. And what we can then start to do is say there's multiple codes that's generated here, is say urinary tract infection, but I also feel like blood in the urine is an important point that I wanted to make. You can then start to do, and what you start to collect on the right hand side is, I tend to sort of coin it as a sort of shopping cart of codes that you want to export out and into EMIS. So you've got those, and if it hasn't picked up a code, you can go ahead and search for a code for a SNOMED one as well. Or if there's any vitals, so we can record those as well. So if there was a blood pressure that whilst the patient was in, and you then go ahead and record a blood pressure reading as well, you can then record that there. The codes also, if you want to expand on it, so can clarify if this was an active problem, was this a past problem, was this a significant minor, or was this actually a review or a flare-up as well. So all the functionality that you'd have in EMIS, you'd have that here as well. And then when you're good to go, you're happy with everything, or if you realize you don't want to record the blood pressure, you can delete it that way. You're happy to file to the record, and then this will then get pushed through to your EMIS record.
Right, as a consultation with
as
all
a consultation.
the parameters recorded.
Yeah.
Does
So
it
then
paste it separately, like, you know, presenting a complaint? Does it do that, or does it just do it in one?
So Shishir, do you want to step in at this point and?
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
Does it the consultation? Does it copy and paste it as one block, or would it be as individual sections? So do you want to show?
Yeah, I'll just show my screen of how that's come through. So you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
So here's the consultation that you just did, Sandeep. So there was a chief complaint of recurrent urinary tract infection, and that's been coded as a problem, and the blood in the urine as well. And so that's the entirety of the medical note that was just generated and come through an EMIS with the date.
So it files it, most of it all in the comment section.
No, it actually, so it'll file if you file it as a comment, it'll file it in the comment section. And if you file it as a problem, then it comes through and it's sort of coded in green, as you can see here. Right. And then that'll be picked up by our COF and all of that.
But I think in terms of the body of the consultation will be in the comment section.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So it codes what you want it to code when you're doing the consultation. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And if you also, if he had not deleted the blood pressure, the blood pressure would be coded in a way where it'll be charted over time as well. So all the vitals would be captured in the way you'd like them to be captured. One of the other things, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a bit of a lag. You've got custom templates. You can make your own templates and things. Is that possible as well?
Exactly. So you can do custom templates, but you can also choose between the level of detail that you want. So, you know, you have 3 different options where you wanted something to be very concise or you want it to be more detailed, and then it'll regenerate the template on that basis.
just to repeat, a lot of the questions that we get, a lot of the concerns from the viewers, the security, the governance, and all of that. How do you fulfill all of those? How do you make? Can you ensure our viewers that you're safe to use in the NHS and they're not going to get a massive fine from the ICO or someone?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that's a great question. We get that asked a lot. And you know, in terms of security, we've got the gold standard of the ISO 27001, and it's through a CREST certified UCAS-based supplier as well. And so we've got that. We've done the penetration testing for that. We've also got Cyber Essentials. We've got the Data Security and Protection Toolkit published, and we also have the IM1 integration, as you just saw, and the assurance from them to be able to save into EMIS and soon System 1. So we've got that in place for our customers.
NHS DTAC.
Yeah, so we're going through the DTAC right now. I mean, as you probably know, the DTAC has like different components, which we have done, but it's a very sort of NHS-based thing. And you know, we're taking the bits we did for the ISO and sort of adapting that to the DTAC to submit that through. So that should hopefully be done soon as well.
Brilliant. Okay, and just that, you don't use any of the data to train your model at all.
No, we do not use the data to train the model. We have the tool available in two modes. One is a private mode where we don't save any data at all. And the other one is sort of an auditable or an audit trail mode, which practices actually prefer because, you know, in times of disputes with the patient and any questions around data provenance, you know, they have a full trail of how the data is being transferred. And all of the data is always sort of stored in UK-based servers as well.
Fine. And how much is it?
It's £49 per month
per clinician, and that's
per license. That's right.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of half the price of some of the others. That's kind of half.
Yeah.
Early bird offer. Yeah. Okay. You have to read the small print, my dear.
Early bird price, £49.
Sorry, Mar. I got early bird price. So, but what I meant by that is that for our first customers that are signing up now, the pricing wouldn't change. It would stay at 49. You know, and so this pricing we have maybe up until the end of the year, where anyone who signs up in this time period, this is what we'll be charging them.
Fine. And you don't need to download any kind of program onto your computer. It's all
nothing at all. Nothing at all. In fact,
no special
no special microphone needed. It's just a website link that you get on. We got your login credentials for you. And then, you know, one of the things we didn't show yet in the demo is that it's available across different modalities. So you can choose an in-practice consultation, you can choose a video modality, or even an audio modality. And there's a dial pad all built in. And you can basically consult the patient through any modality you like, through any microphone you have, as long as it picks up, you know, your voice, it'll work. So if I log in.
Yeah.
So here you see when you go on Scribe and you start a consultation, you have 3 different modalities. So you've got an in-practice consultation, you've got a video consultation you can do, and you've got a phone consultation you can do. And then you can also choose the templates you want. So this template we've got for another clinic, but we can basically customize the template in the level of detail as well. And, you know, because people like it in different formats. And so we can customize all of that in the back end and prepare templates for you, like presets that you would like to use. So if you, for example, clicked on a video consultation, I'm going to skip the step of adding in the NHS number because this is now a production environment. And you start the consultation. Basically, what happens is that you get presented with this dial pad, and you can actually just dial the number. So it's a full-on telephony system where you've got different modalities, and you basically never have to leave. And you can also access the full patient record in the portal. So, you know, at times when EMIS is sort of acting up, or you're doing sort of house visits or anything like that, and you can't get in through the VPN, you can use it to scribe all of your consultations.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's saved me a lot of time. I mean, it's not the sort of the main reason for using it, but it saved me a lot of time whilst EMIS we had a phase where it was crashing and being so temperamental, like Teams has been today. And it's been times where I've just to sort of save myself a time. Fortunately, I'd had a list printed off of the patients for that session. I was able to at least get in there and just make a start whilst EMIS was running in the background. And obviously things like documents and things, where at the moment we haven't got the full vision, sort of visuality of it at the moment, but in time, but at least you could do the bulk of it alongside the prescribing element is there in the background.
Brilliant. Okay. So, I mean, these products we're discovering more and more of these products, and a lot of them are becoming more and more integrated as well, aren't they? So, where do you see it going in the future?
Absolutely.
What's on your roadmap?
Absolutely. So we're currently we're fully integrated with sort of the GP Connect, as you'd mentioned earlier. So you can access the patient's record. We can also push back appointments into sort of the diaries, EMIS in System 1. So if at the back end of any consultation there's any appointment suggestion, etc., you can have that straight away booked into the calendars. What we've also got, very interestingly, is because we've got access to the patient record and the codes in there, in case you're looking to code something that has already been coded, it'll warn you of duplicates. This is especially useful for coding of admin letters, which is another tool that is live for us. So all the letters that you receive on your document, the system scans through it, pulls up all of the codes, and then saves the code into the EMIS as a problem or as a comment, or as you want.
As you're probably aware, that's a major problem in most practices right now. It is the processing of the mountains and mountains of paper that we're getting from secondary care. So what can you do?
So I can actually, I don't know if this is worth recording, but I can show you a quick letter that we can, one that's, let me pull up a letter that's redacted, and let me show you a very simple one.
So this is completely unprepared. I didn't warn him about this. This has just come up, and I thought we might as well, for our viewers, let's just see what you can do, because believe me, it's a problem everywhere.
I know.
It's completely unprepared.
And this is where we've always said this isn't going to be replacing staff altogether, but this is very much a case of Shashire's got a good analogy. It's almost like coding with the guardrails up. So you've got, so it's very much a tool that you could cater for depending on the size of the practice. If you've got a large practice who've got dedicated coders and you want to code up others, you've actually can set them off on this to manage it that way as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay. And just segueing into sort of the coding. So as far as the scribe is concerned as well, what we're finding is in all of the consultations that we do, the allied health professionals especially really love scribe, because it gives them a lot of structure in terms of how they're coding. So the way the templates are designed, and they have sort of the protocolized way of doing things in terms of a medication review or an SMR, etc. And same for coding. So I'm sharing my screen now. So this is a typical letter. Let's pretend like for a second this is on document, and this is sort of what a letter would look like. It's redacted, and basically what we'll do is we'll open up the coding widget, which sits on your browser, similar to where document would be on your browser, and then you can access this widget. And if
next to the Nabla widget.
Next to the Nabla widget, that's right. If you click on it. You got to know.
Is it really Nabla in the background?
No, it's not.
Brilliant.
So you start highlighting it, and then it basically reads through the letter, and it then will give you all of the codes that you would want to code. So, for example, over here, dementia. It gives you sort of the QOF codes for it, and you add it similar to the shopping cart that we showed you on Scribe earlier. You can mark it as a problem or a comment. You can put in alcohol. You can add vitals as well, and then you basically file it to EMIS in the same way you would. And in this way you can code all of your documents, especially for more junior coders. So things like medication are in yellow. The procedures are in green, and the problems are in red usually. So that's sort of a tool that we're rolling out.
Does it point out any actions to take?
It currently does not. So all it does right now is it gives you all of the codes. The next
Yeah.
immediate step is to validate whether the codes already exist, not to duplicate the coding. And so we're working
Yeah.
on that right now, so that if a code already exists, it'll warn the coder that, hey, this was coded at this time. Do you still want to code, or you want to mark it as a review? And so the coder can adapt accordingly. And we're trying to do this in bulk as well. So the coder, when they start their day, they have all their letters in their document, and all of that is already highlighted. All they have to do is accept it and then file it to the system. So that's kind of what's coming in terms of the coding.
Okay.
And is there a price on that?
We're actually currently just sort of exploring different ways of delivering the product to the users.
Yeah.
So we don't have a firm price on it yet. We have a few trial customers with whom we've sort of assured them that the price will not be more than this amount, but we're in initial stages as far as understanding the costing ourselves is concerned.
Brilliant.
Mm.
It sounds as if there's lots of exciting things on the way there.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I'm really grateful that you allowed us just to showcase that, on the hoof, as it were. So I'm very grateful. But yeah,
We can also sign you up as an early customer if you'd like to use it. We can set it up for you, and you can code some of your letters and see how it goes.
yeah, absolutely.
Very
Well, we're
cool.
doing a whole root and branch reform of how we're doing all of this, so might take you up on that.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting times to be in primary care, despite all the pressures that we're facing. And thank you again for all that you guys do as techies and trying to tackle some of the major obstacles that are holding us all back in our practices. You need to appreciate that you are doing wonders for primary care in the UK. So carry on the good work.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate
Thank
the airtime to share it with you as well.
No.
So thanks for that.
No, brilliant.
I have a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You talked about actions sort of coming out from the coding.
Yeah.
Do you have a couple of examples of what you would like the tool to be able to do?
So could you ask the district nurse to visit and change the dressing, or could the GP make sure the blood test, the use needs are repeated 2 weeks after starting this medication? All of the stuff that primary care
All the stuff that secondary care is paid for and dumps onto primary
And
care.
doesn't
How
do.
does that work?
And actually, if you could generate that would say, go do your own work yourself. Thank you.
There is one. There is
Go
one.
do your own work
Have
yourself.
you guys seen Ankit AI?
Yeah.
Ankit AI? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's generating
yeah.
these pushback letters. It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to my practice manager today about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's really good. No, so those are the kind of tasks that we'd like it to show up, because we're finding a lot of the stuff is just consultant to consultant letters, or a letter for the sake of his own record keeping that he can look to at the next appointment, and it's just needless.
Yeah, so someone's having to read through 4 pages which have added no information, which have not changed any of your medication. Nothing's changed from our point of view,
So
apart from our
themselves. Yeah.
absolutely.
time has been wasted and money's been lost. So,
And I would say it's probably one of the biggest problems right now in primary care, having spoken to loads of neighbouring practices and national as well, that it is the mountain of paperwork that we're receiving now is a real problem. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's our goal, really, to be able to do that overnight. So it hoovers up all of the documents you're receiving, and then when your team sits in the next day or once a week, they have all of that already sort of compartmentalized and coded, and they can sort of create actions from it.
got a bug in your system.
I usually blame the kids, but it's not the kids this time.
they regularly break the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. No, okay. Look, keep us up to date with any kind of new developments, and I will certainly be sharing this with local practices and see if we can get some experimentation going up here as well.
Yeah, no, sounds really good.
Absolutely, sounds
And
good.
with regards to your own usage of Scribe, you said there was there's something you wanted to sort of test.
I'll pick that up with you in a second. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
But we'll just say goodbye to all our viewers for now. See you guys next time.
See
Thank you
soon.
so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.